Yo, what's good? It's been a long time uh, since I uploaded. I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep on keeping on, as they say. I'm gonna try to upload more for you. But yeah, for now we have a ton of new setups, ton of new terrariums and aquariums, ton of new plants and new growth. So I hope you enjoy. It's gonna be a long one, but uh, you know I have a ton of plants, so I want to share all of them with you, and the a little bit of the process that I've gone since you last saw them, I guess. But yeah, I hope you enjoy. It's gonna it's gonna be really nice. So let's do it. So first off, we have this beauty. It's a 60 centimeters by 30 centimeters. Uh, I don't know if you noticed, but I moved houses, so now I have this room. Instead of having my setups like split up in different rooms, I have them now, all of them together. So that's a nice thing. So this one used to be a room divider as well. So it used to have, uh, like both views. You were able to see it from both sides. Now it's in the stand, but everything is so healthy that I just don't want to tear it down. I don't even want to touch it. I just do weekly maintenance and that's it. Because I mean, you can tell it's a jungle, um, but yeah, plants are growing like insanely nice. So I'm just I'm just I'm just letting him be. Um, I don't want to disturb the the equilibrium that the tank has achieved. I just do regular trimmings um, of the stems. I have some type of Ludwigia here. I'm not really sure about the name, but yeah, Anubias minima, the big one, and tons of Buce. I have brownie red and Sordidula here. You can tell the difference. The greener one is Sordidula, and the brownie red is this more like green and purplish tones. But yeah, everything is in bloom right now. It's the beginning of the spring, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, they all look amazing. I mean, these clumps are just massive. Like I don't know if you can tell, but that's like the size of my hand, and it creeps down into the cryptocorin over there. And well, the other side has also some big clumps on the other side that we can't see. But I mean, everything is doing so good that, as I was saying, I don't want to tear it down yet. But eventually, it will happen. I have some tiny clumps. I'm trying to get them um, to do the same as the other ones, just like slowly with different species. Uh, it'll get there. Sorry about the reflections, but it's like middle of the day, so it's not so easy. Focus, but check that out. I mean, another flower coming. Cryptocorin flamingo, doing really nice. Cryptocorin parva, trying to fight for some light. Some Heliocaris with some algae that's also trying to survive. I mean, it's tough out here, it gets real. But yeah, such a beautiful tank. I mean, just check this view. I don't know if I can show it to you well. Check this out. It's just open as well. Both of them. Really nice. Yesterday I was recording some of the bubbles going up. But yeah, this is how the tank looks. It's just really nice. So right here next to this beauty, I have this tiny tiny setup. It's just a bowl, maybe 4 liters or something like that. I have the Anubias Kirin Mini, some Rescaped moss or coral moss, Viscidens fontanus, that it just crypt by itself, looks beautiful, and some Viscidens Miroshaki moss, also really nice, and yeah, tons of Anubias mini coin, Bucephalandra sordidula, and some Cryptocorin flamingo down there, Leleopsis brasiliensis, as the grass that's not even carpeting properly yet, because it takes a long time with no ferts or anything. Beautiful Bucephalandra back here, it's growing strong, and it's propagating itself. It has a tiny plant under itself, but it's hard to see with no light. But yeah, really nice. Ferns growing good, stem plants growing good as well. Have to trim them, no color in them, but I don't mind. This is supposed to be a no maintenance at all, so I really don't do anything at all to it. I just top it off with water once a week. It comes down to here more or less, and that's it. Sorry about the noise, I moved downtown. Down here I have these two. One is no-tech as well. I just have some baby guppies and some plants, some floating plants, and some dragonstone. I mean, I just had everything laying around, so I just tried it this way, super low-tech. It's like 1 finger depth on the substrate, but Eleocharis is starting to creep without CO2 or anything, so that's really nice. So this is a super tiny tank, but I just had it laying around, so why not? And here I have some crypts growing immersed in a tiny bowl. It's also nice detail, and I'm just propagating them, so it's really nice. And down here I have a beautiful river scape. Everything was collected from my local stream, but I mean, it's turning out super nice. I really enjoyed it. I just put a path, like a black path in the back to create that effect, you know, like it's darker in one side and a little bit brighter in the other. So I think that makes it look a little bit more serious, mysterious, natural. I don't know, because with the complete white background, I mean, it's really nice as well, but you can really see the contrast with the stem, with the Valisneria, I'm sorry. So I mean, it both ways I like it, but sometimes I just put it back there and it looks nicer for videos and stuff. But yeah, this is going on strong since 3 months, something like that, and plants are just doing great. They were all in this tank before, but now it's just been Rescaped. But Bucephalandra is doing great, the guppies are doing good. This is a massive one, beautiful one. But yeah, I really enjoy this tank a whole lot. I sit down and just lose myself in the beauty of it. The coral moss or ricardia, it's growing really good. Cryptocorin flamingo as well. You know, most of my tanks have the same plants, but that's what I want. I want them to propagate a lot, because I like them a lot. So yeah, this one's looking really nice. Again, so right down here I have a ton of Anubias. This is a big container as well, and I have plenty of species. You know, some Nana that was not doing great, I transplanted it, now it's doing better. I have Anubias pintos from different sizes, also just like thrown here. I'm trying to get them to become whiter again, but I mean it's difficult. I'm taking care of some babies. They're looking really good as well, and yeah, overall Anubias golden down there, and minima. I have some Anubias coin, some crypts. I just throw some rhizomes and they will sprout up. This is just gravel and some bits of aqua soil, so not really super nutrient rich. And I have not seen lots of them melt or anything. Look at this coin; it's looking so beautiful. Yeah, but I think this is the only one that really didn't enjoy it, but it was not healthy from the beginning. But most of them, you can see down there, they are just sprouting from the rhizome. So overall, really nice. It looks good to me. Over here, not much to see. I just took this apart. It was filled with crypts. I'm doing some immersed setups. Under here, some terrestrial plants. You know, I sometimes go through the city and I just pick stuff up, or I go to the rainforest and pick stuff up. So I just put them in containers, and I hoard plants. Now this is one beautiful setup. I don't know if you've seen it, maybe on Instagram or something. Follow me on Instagram at AQUARIUM. I post a ton more there. You know, my tanks and everything, my plants. Check that shit. Oh man, it's just so beautiful. It's breathtaking. Like at first I was almost stubborn to keep my plants in my tank, you know, high-tech conditions, super lit up, super high nutrients, CO2 and stuff. But I mean, man, after doing these immersed containers, like every time I open them, it's just like breathtaking. Just as watching a fully planted aquarium, you know? And it's much easier to keep them this way. You know, check that Anubias panda, amazing. So many types of different Bucephalandras in the same container. Volpitis mini, looking good. Some flame moss tied to the wood, growing strong. Ferns, trident fern, java fern, and some mosses from the forest with some beautiful browny red Bucephalandra. And my babies. These were just like cutlings or bare rhizomes that I had, and I just needed to find a place. I found that piece of rock from a construction site. I stole it. Oh, but it was just like scrap, so I just took it, and my plants seem to enjoy it. Super porous, super nice, super humid. So yeah, immersed setup madness out here. It's just amazing. So right here next to this beautiful container, I have my beta hospital tank. She's doing way better now. She'll be in her tank soon. She's a thick one. Some tiny terrariums. I just added new moss, waiting for it to adapt. Wanna be in video? Wanna be in video? And here's some Anubias jade, Kidding Mini, some Eurocarium Vietnam, growing great, some rabbit's foot fern, some mosses and stuff, just holding tanks. Up here I have this beautiful Paludarium. I built this like 3 years ago probably. I mean, it's just growing wild. I have some orchids, like local orchids, and they're growing good. Some ferns, some creeping plants, really beautiful. Ferns here completely huge, out of control. Have some more orchids here just for now. Monstera egregia just for now, just growing there under some nice lighting, good humid conditions. So yeah, it looks good. I have no like the water part has nothing in it. Maybe later I'll add some substrate and some snails and stuff. I mean, I'm sure there are snails in there, but for now it's just algae and rocks. But I don't mind it really. It's the top part that I'm drawn to most of the time, and just the sound of running water just makes it super nice. Right here I have a big bowl fully planted. You're not going to be able to see much, but I have some crypt parva, tons of different types of Anubias and Bucephalandra. This is a really nice setup. I'm gonna put some close-ups right now of it. But yeah, I just built this like probably 4 months ago, and I'm just keeping it humid. Crypts are growing insane. The Ricardia is taking all over the wood, so it's really it's been a pleasure to keep it, and it just looks really nice. The plan was to submerge it eventually, but now that I see all of the Ricardia taking over the, the wood, I don't know if my Buces and Anubias would enjoy being all creeped up by it in a submerged setup, so I probably will just leave it as a terrarium or take the Bucephalandra off of it, put them in another setup, and just let it go wild. Let the crypts, the Monte Carlo, and the Ricardia just go crazy. I think it would look amazing with shrimp. I mean, it would be a dream setup for me. So I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. This is just a cylinder with some rotalas, some wood. It's been growing for about a year and a half, something like that, but it just looks nice. I leave it there, low lighting. I just like the red and orange tones, and it's really nice. Maybe some shrimp later on would be good. Up here I have a fountain with moss, some ferns and stuff. This was like my first waterfall experiment. It's not as pretty, but I don't mind it. I mean, running water, ferns are doing good, Anubias look good, so just add stuff to it, just for it to look green, and no life as well. It's just too small for anything to live there. Maybe a shrimp, but no, not really. I don't like it. I have some terrariums here. They look really nice, and they've been growing for a while now, maybe 4 or 5 months, something like that. But I just enjoy having them here. I have some tiny ones. They look really cool as well. They're kind of dirty, but it's just a tiny ecosystem. This one was gifted to me by a friend. Shout out to you if you're watching. And but yeah, I have a ton of these tiny setups. They're getting greener and greener by the moment. I really enjoy how they look. I have a Anubias panda here and a variegated goose. That's not variegating, so trying to give it more light, keep it under my watch. So yeah, this is how this stand is looking, the top part, and I'm just hoarding containers at this point. This tank I ordered off of Temu. It was like $50, something like that. Super tiny. But I had these plants immersed in Tupperware, and I never looked at them. They were just so beautiful, and I was like, no way, I have to have them in display, you know, just to check them. So I put the same plants as always: Cryptocorin, some Monte Carlo, Bucephalandras, Ricardia, Tripartita, ferns, some jungle ferns also, and some terrestrial aquatic plants. And this will evolve to being a beautiful immersed terrarium. This is the last of the containers right here. This is a massive Tupperware, just like the one with the Anubias, but it's just filled with rocks, tiny rocks, big rocks, moss, and beautiful Bucephalandra plants. Tons of different types and variations. A ton of these were also in the submerged tank, but I just have to take them out for the move as well. But I mean, they're just amazing. Super easy to keep. And check that out. The whole pot is filled with Miroshakimos. It's been growing like that for 2 years, I think. Yep. It just is really nice. This is one of my favorites, rosemary. Tiny, beautiful. I also have this tiny one, really nice. Some of these got cooked. I don't know what happened really, but I mean, with time I think they'll grow back. They'll be beautiful in no time. But yeah, this is gone. Just trash. It's sad, but it's a part of the process, you know. And yeah, beautiful, beautiful plants. Now for this bigger tank, this is the one that I rescaped, and you saw the transformation on the previous video I did. But yeah, it's been transformed again. Now it's just a holding tank for you know, most of my immersed huge plants. some crypt flamingos, some crypts in general, some buce, and some huge ferns. But yeah, everything is doing good. I have my fish in here as well. I have these rasbora mosquitoes. I have like 20 of them in here, but it's a huge tank, so they're all over. And I have like 20 corridoras pygmeas. They're all over as well. And I just added goby, red lips, thick or red lips goby. But he's kind of hard to spot. After a while, when I'm here, he'll show up and come to the front. But this is just temporary, so I'll be rescaping it into a river scape, and it'll look really nice. Again, I mean, it looks nice now. Plants are super healthy, but it'll look way nicer after it's all rescaped. Check those crypts. They're really nice colors, really healthy growth, huge ferns. This is a 90 by 50 by 30. So 90 by 30 by 50. So it's a big shallow tank. But yeah, just temporary. What about this for a top view? Looking sick or what? It's massively foggy, but you can see this was my old tank. It's 50 by 50 by 1 meter, so big boy, 250 liters. I mean, big boy for me, because as you can see, all of my tanks are pretty tiny. Very happy with the environment here. I have a massive Bucephalandra Immersed setup up there with some jungle plants as well, and more tupperwares with everything. Another friend of mine gifted me this Venus flytrap, in vitro Venus flytrap, the red variety. It's looking sick. But yeah, I have another Immersed setup with only rarer Anubias, like Snow White Anubias, and some Pintos, some Chili, Milky Way, stuff like that. Mini coin. And they are just a tiny greenhouse growing by side of the majestic Chihiro's WRGB light hanging above it. But yeah, I'll show you this next. So this is a tub completely filled with rainforest, jungle plants, ferns, and I have a ton of buce here. This is all immersed growth, new growth. It was all submersed in the previous setup, but I just had to move. So yeah, now they live here for now. But beautiful growth, beautiful colors. I mean, it's just packed completely. I also have some tiny Anubias petite snow white, petite snowflakes, something like that. Baby Bucephalandra, baby. Usually I peel off all the old leaves and I just put the rhizomes bare like that, and I just wait for new plants to just emerge from the rhizome, like there. You see, it will get populated in some time. Not soon enough. More Anubias, more Buce. Yeah, overall a really healthy environment, really healthy setup, and I mean it's obviously growing with great quality of lighting. So yeah, next one. This is a brand new setup. I just built it a couple of days ago. Monte Carlo in the front, just the tiniest of stems. It will populate everything in no time. Some Bucephalandra as details, some Anubias as epiphytes. Really nice setup. Really tiny bowl. Ton of cryptocorin. You know, they will grow tall and they will serve as the perfect background for this setup. But I really like the composition and the stones, the wood. I think it looks really nice, and it will evolve amazingly in no time. Now over on this side I have some storage, some magazines, some books, and this beautiful bowl filled with amazing plants, variegated Anubias, tons of different types of Bucephalandra I've been collecting and growing from years. Really nice. And another tiny one that I just did. I'm just trying to display most of my collection, and this way I'm able to supervise them way better. But yeah, I'm taking them out of these ones, you know, just taking trimmings and then setting them up in this type of containers. I think it's just beautiful, and I have them growing like this. This one has a problem with an insect, so you can see the leaves are like yellow. They are drinking the sap from it and slowly killing the plant, but it's been taken care of. But this was just harvested. It was completely full. This was completely full as well. So this was completely full almost. So now they have a ton more space, and I can keep them well ventilated, and I can make them look way better when they are like this. Just a little close-up from the top. It's just insane. Different varieties, different species, different stages of development as well. Some of them are babies. They will look completely different. Most of these are adults. The ones that are yellowish with the veins showing more up top, like this one, those are kind of depraved of nutrients. So now with the aqua soil, they will get absolutely beautiful. But it will take time. So you'll see this evolve over the years. I hope so. I really hope so. But I think it looks really nice. I'm even thinking of doing like a proper stand for it and its own light, and you know, just have it really nice. Just a bowl filled with jewels. So over here I have one of my mistakes. When I moved to this house, it was super hot, and I set them up in this container, like a ton of species of Buce, and it lives like all the way up there with the T5 bulb. So yeah, it got really affected by heat, and yeah, I let them here, and they just got completely dehydrated, and most of them, you know, died. Yeah, sometimes that happens, you know, but always keep them in lower places of the house, keep them cooler, and you know, LED bulbs are always better. This is a jungle creeping plant. It's just amazing. I have a ton of it now. I really love it. It's more for terrariums and stuff, but it grows beautiful. Just check that out. I have no idea what it is. But some of the Buce are adapting finally. Here you can see some new leaves. This one completely died, was cooked. This stone completely died, was cooked. Have some mold over there, gonna have to clean. The Tripartita Mini is doing great. It loves the heat, I guess, and the T5 bulb, it's really doing it for it. This is Alternantera Reiniki Mini, it's also doing good. Immersed. But yeah, you can see some Buce are waking up. This one was not as affected, so it's really getting back. But you can see some of them like this, completely dried and died, and this part is still green and healthier. But it still needs, you know, cleaning for it to look really good. Moss is doing good, spreading slowly. But yeah, I just wanted to show you my failed container as well, you know. So don't do it like this. Don't do it close container with a lot of heat and in a high spot of the house, because it will melt your plants. I'm sorry, not melt. It will dehydrate your plants completely, dry them out. And here you can see another tiny terrarium. It's just a container, but I wanted to show you this beautiful clump. New leaves, old growth, new growth. They were growing in not so nutrient media before, and now with the aqua soil and the extra lighting because of the glass container instead of a PVC or plastic top, now they are really getting colored and getting thick and more healthy. So yeah, also a really easy way to keep your Bucephalandras immersed, and you can really check them out. You can see this one is also growing. Just put it in there. So yeah, good things. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. You're a legend, and let me know in the comments what kind of content would you like to see. Next up, I'm going to rescape the shallow tank. I'm going to gather materials and all that, and I'm going to do something that I'm proud of. And you know, it's going to be filled with Bucephalandra, but yeah, that's the next step. But otherwise, if you have questions about anything that you saw today, just let them in the comments. I will be checking them more regularly. And yeah, thank you for watching, and see you in the next one. Peace.